I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is April 17, Friday, 2026. Hope you had a good day today. Had to make this video. Hope you had a good week too, by the way. I had to make this video because of the fire here, man. We obviously made all-time highs. We've been talking about coming up. I talked about doing higher highs and higher lows up here. Was it going to go above and sell hard, or was it going to go underneath it first and sell hard? As you can see, I'm reaching up here. Look at the prices over here, 27,000 big figures here. All right, we're knocking on that now, pretty much. And then here I made this. So I made that video on the 15th. Well, that was yesterday, obviously. And then even before that, on the 13th, talked about higher high and higher low popping up here. Okay, so we're getting that, and we got that actually. Sorry, we didn't just get that, we got that. And I'm just highlighting that wick over there. At first, I had this wick. I was using these wicks for the weekly to see how we're gonna move up and down with it. And then I'm gonna use, since we're up here, we already took out that high of that swing that we're talking about from January here. So we already hit that. So with that being the case, now I'm going to look at that wick. And why that wick and not the up candle? Because, well, technically it's the highest wick. So we'll use the algorithm. We'll look at that as a gap. They're using this wick on the weekly as also a gap. So when they're coming in, I got nothing really much left to the chart but that. Right? I don't have any, we're above the daily bearish imbalance right here. So everything else is muddy, right? Yes, you got some inversions here, and you can use that, this little bullish one here to the right. You can see that we used it as support there, but I don't want to make it too long. And the point is, I want to give you the fire of what the fire shit you'll ever see today in this video if you've been watching for a very long time. And if you took the trades from that grid to the eighth and all that to the next 25%, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, baby. Can't make this shit up, baby. And what's it called? Okay, trades. Okay, hold on a second. What was I saying? So we're using that understanding to cross over with the wicks. If you don't see it here, then obviously you can see it on my chart now. But you can see I'm crossing it over. So I had a eighth. I had it also eighth in here, and I took it off just to put the quads only, which means 25% only, because I didn't want to have it too much busy to be too busy on the chart, right? So the logic is we had a higher high and a higher low. We had the higher high and a higher low. The same drawing that I just showed you. All right, we popped up, made another high. We made all-time highs here, and we popped up came down for a higher low. Okay, and then we squeezed back up. Okay, so with that understanding here, you can see that I'm moving over that to the left here, and you can see like even I'm going to show you a couple ways of doing this. Okay, so there isn't a wrong way either, but you'll see that we had another base here, and we opened up on what the fuck is this? What is that, bro? Oh, that's the midnight level, right? I'm tripping. Okay, so you'll see that we push up through, and we take that all-time high as this one. That the other swing here is just this light color here. Okay, so we already ran through that, and we made a new all-time high. Okay, so you'll see that in a smaller time frame, obviously, it'd be a little more helpful. But we were taking off from that low of that old wick that I'm telling you about from November 3rd. Okay, the actual day is well, whatever. That's not important about the fucking day. So the higher low here, make a new high. Okay, and you can see on the chart, man, that we come in on the 15-minute much cleaner, and we roll through it here. And we go outside of it, and then we come right back to that 50%. It's right there. See that? 50% right there. 50%. And that's coupled with, now we have taking out that all-time high here. I'm going to make it fucking thicker. Okay. Exactly what I was afraid of doing this video, man. It's just too far not to make it, man. So we already ran it pre-9:30. They're already rushing up. Why are they doing that? Because we're extremely bullish, obviously. And they're hurrying for that whole area. There's no thinking here. And then after that, when we're up in such a premium, then they expect to come right back down into the opening range gap, because the settlement was down here. It's coupled with the midnight level and that opening day gap. So you think it's a high probability of getting there, just not today. Most likely. So when we retrace back here, we're hitting in that 25% of the opening range gap. See this right here? So 930 hits that, but look to the left. Remember that weekly wick is there. It gets treated as a gap, so we're moving through it with quadrants, right? So, but we come right back, and you have this confluence with together here, and then the agenda would be to make a new high. You're gonna say, no shit, Sherlock, I see that, bro. Yeah, but watch, the whole point of this conversation is if I go to the real fire, okay, you're gonna see right here, right here on the grid, you can see right here, 840 here. We pop up through right here. You see me marking a 50%. That will be the 16th. That's a 25% in the red, 8th in the blue, 50% here. So that's in between, right? Obviously. And you can see I divided again. That's the 16th. Because it's such a stretch, right? So you want to use the data in between. So we get right to it. Don't hit it perfectly. Miss it by some points. I said that in that video. That's how you're going to gauge sometimes with the points. It comes right down where? To that 25%. If I go to the daily. No. Well, yeah, so I'm on a 5 minute. Let me go to a 1 hour first. And then it'll make sense with the numbers here. And then you'll see we were right here. See this? We pop up. Look at the numbers. 26,642 and then 760 and 878. So that was the high of the, look at the high of the day. And look how I catch this bitch. This 25% is 642. Sorry, this 50%. I apologize. Dark red. That's 25%. Okay? So, and then you'll see how I do this with the numbers here. Okay? 15 minute. I mean, on the other chart. So we pop up, we hit the 16th, and then we come back to that 25, to that 50. Sorry, to the fucking 50. Then to this 25 right here. Okay? And then back to this 8th. Okay, let me go. That's the 1 hour. I'm going to go to a 5 minute. All right, it's going to look really clean. You're going to see these numbers here. And you see back to this 50. Pop in. Boom. High. Miss it by a tick. You'll see me missing it by a tick. And then coming into here. Back into the 8th here. 16th there. 8th. And playing around here. And we're stuck at that center. Now that I've said all that, let's go to the fire, man. Let's go to the fire. So now at this point, you see me, got everything marked up right here. And when this is 9:30, you think it might come to this breakout area because see this light green color. That's the previous swing low of, I believe, fucking February or whatever, right? And opening range gap is here. You know that at 9:30 as well. You know the settlement's down here. So is it going to come to the 50% or not? I'm going to take some of this liquidity. The reason why they stopped here at this 25% is because it's extremely bullish. When it's extremely bullish, it's most likely not going to keep going deeper. Because when it rated, it did retrace. Beautiful sell here, by the way. And coming right back in. So we have that confluence, we have this confluence. But 26,642. I put them in green for here. Should have put them in the right colors. But the 26,642 level. What the hell? I gotta go back to back to a 1 hour. Yeah. Even 30 minute. Can you see it? Yeah. Alright. Alright, don't get lost in all this. Alright, so that's 642 right there. 26,642. The 50%. Remember that? 642. Okay, boom, 642. Boom. So it's hitting that. This is nested. This 50 and that level with the 25%. So what's happening here is when it's coming down, you're getting these strong candles back. So even if you thought it was still selling it, you still don't know. First of all, you don't have an imbalance. So you want to be waiting for an imbalance. You as you see there, the wicks are wicky and they're crossing over each other. They're not giving you opportunity of real situations here. So it becomes a double bottom and it's equal low. But the point is that this becomes the first imbalance today. Obviously, this 946. So you can see that we end up popping above it to buy from it. Now, you don't use this as selling because why? Because we're bullish. So you're looking for this to be inverse as that being the first imbalance. As this is the first bullish imbalance, since that was the first bearish, it was the first balance that happens to be bearish, this bullish, you can write that and go back test that by high probability. Anyway, it's a reversal here. It's just an inversion. But the point is that you don't know that yet. So, but at the same time, with this confluence that I just explained here, which nobody knows this. You're never going to find this on the fucking internet. I guarantee it. You might see somebody show this 25. You might see even somebody show this, but you ain't going to see nobody show this. But so here's the point. Point is that it's dropping down. It doesn't have to come into here. And why? Because, well, when it broke up and it came back down, see this little strong 3 candles right here starts pushing out. Notice how they came to eat most of it. They're not, this was already a pullback, hard to buy because no one wants to buy it, so they leave it, they save it. But with this is like, okay, I can close my eyes and buy this. Notice how the price comes there. That's just that's psychology, dude. I guess it's very, very logical. But okay, could have kept going through, yes. But at the same time, you get these consecutive down candles. We do close above it. If you're selling, you don't want to really see this price action right here anyway, right? So okay, so that's fine. We don't know at the same time yet. And if you think he was going to keep buying from here, well, they had other plans, right? So again, they're manipulating in that first 15 minutes in general speaking. But then on smaller time frames, you'll see the 5-minute have no bodies down here. And you can see the 15-minute clearly. Look at the 15-minute has no bodies right there. So you can see that it's already technically buying. Right there, right? To keep it simple, and that's why I drew what I drew. Higher high and higher low. Did I not? And okay, so here's me executing on that simple logic, plus, hold on, that's 642 right there. Now it's in green originally. So when it pops above, you get a shift of structure here. If you're selling, you should never see this. To be could it have still sold? Yeah, but is it likely for it to push all the way up and then you see another candle come all the way down like that? I mean, that would be a really extreme and really hard. Again, you didn't see that. Did you see when it got up here now? When we retrace back to the 930, which is algorithmic, do you see it coming down like this or do you see it going up like this, right? So we're going to make a new high and we're going to get up to the where? 26,870. Very specific. I'm writing this down. 26,878 and a half. 878 and a half. 878 and a half. 878 and a half. 878 and a half. That's that 25%, isn't it? So just so you understand, this grid here is already there. The price is coming in and filling in these places. So it's not like I'm adding this after the fact. Correct? Or even each day. No, this has been there. This has been there for months, actually. The new contract especially. But point is, what was I doing here? So 878 and a half. Look how, and then with this projection, I'm just taking this whole entire range right here and putting the first 0.25. So I don't expect it to go any higher. Why? Because of the daily range from down here was at 440, I believe, something-ish. And then I expect to go 400. The average daily range was 412 points for today. So I'm expecting 400 points to go up. So from 440, where's 840? 840 is right here. 840 is right there. You see that? 840? See that? So that's 400 points. 12, let's just say even 850. A round number, 850. Okay, which is right here. Somewhere over here. So then if I take this range, generally speaking, and I take that 0.25, you can see that I'm highlighting the bottom of the circle, and then my beautiful target at the end of London close is where 878 and 0.50. Look where we tick it. We hit it's. I take the screenshot 876. It reaches it a hair higher, and then I'm trailing it, trying to squeeze it here. Guess what happened? Okay. Before I even tell you that part, let me just get back into this. This is more important too. So we're not obviously selling, right? And we're bullish. And this price action, it finishes it off, right? So being patient and waiting for it, okay? Still buying this is okay. And then even if you sold this, let's just say you were a seller here, right? And it came back up and you were wrong. It's like, okay, I'll take it again. Oh, it's holding, and it came back down. Oh, and it stopped, and it came all the way. See, you don't want to see this if you're selling. That big bullish candle and closing above it. Number one. Number two, the narrative is in play also that we're bullish, so don't forget that. So being flexible, this last down candle is why I'm drawing it. You can see that this is the last down candle here with the body especially, and then we didn't break another low. We did have a divergence here on S&P, so that was also a little nudge to push back up. But it didn't matter. You can still have patience and know and trust and wait that that the signal will show itself as far as executing. So now we're pushing back up. See that? Okay, so you can see over a shift of structure here, high, and then comes right back in. Now, first imbalance, we're digging in it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, when I get in, so when I get in here, I actually get in I first got in with 2 contracts here initially. When it dips back in here to this 930, I end up getting filled here. All right, as it dips back in, because I'm using this as an entry method, obviously, to take out this new high. And over here, then it pushes up and creates these 2 imbalances, digs on it first. Here's these down candles. I know these are going to be generally held and used as support. It's a little wicky today, obviously. If you were on MNQ, it was like, God damn it. I feel bad for people on MNQ. That shit was rough as far as the wicks goes. But you got to have a good enough stop loss. And then once it pushes up through, now you have this bearish imbalance that was used as a entry method to sell. Look where it's happening, right at that ultimate high. And then you can see here that if you try to cross it over, we end up buying from right there. But the point is that when we came in, it stops on the bodies here, and I didn't drag it out. Then what do they do? You see that we don't have a really strong pullback. I mean, these are little pullbacks, but that's a sucker play like they always generally do. They'll come back in, and as soon I'm already happy with the entry here, right, for the 2 contracts. Then it pops back down here, shoots all the way down. I have the 2 imbalances very similar to yesterday's example. You can see that we come right into that, and then we snap back in, and then it comes back in more, and then the bodies stay in this upper one. And then you can see that this last down candles is going to be used as a order block here, and you can see the bodies stopping there. Coupled with it, so high probability they're stretching a couple more times to tag into that, and then their fucking bodies pop back in, and then the bodies now are gone out of that imbalance. You see how it just takes off right there and goes right above that all-time high again? So I'm entering here when it's in this. As soon as it tags, I try to get filled, comes a little lower, get filled in here, and then the combination of me getting filled here and here pushed my entry to here. So I did not get in on like that level. I didn't get in by hitting it by wicking. I was already in here with 2 contracts, and I added another 2 here. So it just averaged and pushed my entry to this. When we got up here, I have already took profit here for the 2. I already took 2 contracts off here, and then I allowed that last 2 that you see here get to my final target. Because what if it doesn't hit this? What if it sinks all the way to hell? I've experienced that before. So, and there's that. So just beautiful. As it's going up, you can see a balance right there. You got to include the gap, and notice it tags the gap. That little thing is tagging that gap in there. Then it pushes off for another imbalance. Retraces back hard, comes right back in. Obviously, they got to come back. They got to get the breakout artist right here. Come right back, and then upper quadrant. Pushes up, equal highs, pushes, you don't know what's going to happen. I'm still staying strong. I'm not worried about it. I'm really not worried about it. And then I'm going to my algorithmic level because I need to keep holding because of this level of this 0.25 is you don't make an all-time high and then go above it. Well, this would be the current all-time high as well, but you know, and not hit the 0.25, right? So that coupled with this algorithmic level on the grid, I said beautifully just moseys on up, and then I try to fucking trail it hard and get it out, baby. That's beautiful. Now, moving forward, guess what happens? Is that my same level, guys? Yeah. 878 and a half. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay, see that? 878 and a half. Look at that. Didn't I just get out from right here? What did it do? It came back down to wipe out this. Because here you know it's buying. So that's why I wasn't worried about it, because I knew it was buying. I was already in here, but I knew it was still buying. And look how they speakered on, came to wipe them out. To then finally do what? Well, if they're going to come back down here at any place, at the least even here, you see that it wants to come one more time to take them out. Okay? See this? So it sweeps them again. What is my entry? 878 and 3/4. It's even a tick above that algorithmic level. What are we doing? We're knocking on that fucking grid. That's my entry. Look at that shit right there. Look at the bodies. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm not worried about coming up any higher. While people even thought they were coming higher. Okay, look at this. I remember that the average daily rate, it's already expanded. We already have all that printed. Now we're at, instead of 840, we're at 878, 880. Okay? So we've already went, and now it's Friday, and we've already done all this buying. You're going to see some type of retracement or measurement coming back down to get somebody. Or where's the next algorithmic level? Well, this green level that I have here is that all-time high that we just hit, that we took out. So I expect that to come back in, because when they push initially, they're getting in breakout traders, and they're wiping out the people to the left that were selling from that top. Then they on purpose they bring it back in so they can rip them from the people who are breakout trading and get them underwater. Then the people who are late buyers here, they were buying here, so they pushed back down for that reason. Look at this shit, and it's a simple higher high and higher low, but all that framework is beautiful. Okay, so then we make a new fucking high, right? So before they want to come back down, they're not going to let you get it off easy. That first sell, they're going to come back one more time. Look what's the level I'm using. This is perfection, my dude. For me, this is perfection. 878.5 with that same level. Where am I going? I have it circled here with that breakout level. And then if it wants to stretch, which it probably won't, that's the problem, because it birdies up when we're in situations like this. Just in case, I have the weekly range of the 20 to 40%. But I added, which you see right now, I added a 10% on top of the 20, and then and underneath the 20 and between the 40, I put the 30. That makes sense, right? So 30 in the middle here, obviously 30%, and then I put 10 at the top. Why did I put 10 at the top? Well, it never happened today, but I put it just in case, because of the fact that reasonable to close the week as with a wick that at least retraced back 10% from the high that it made. Right? So I wasn't even going for 20%. I'm looking at 10%. And where's 10%? It's right here in this circle. See, it's to the right here. This line right here, that's 10. This is 20, and so on. So the 10% is lading with the 930. 930 is an algorithmic level, period. Notice how we made the decisions of buying here on that fucking 930. Let me just put it like this. If you don't even know how to trade, all right, and obviously this is easy for us to see this, that we're talking about it. But if the average person had a line that had 930 here, and they say they want to buy below or above it, wouldn't you be able to see that? I mean, that's fucking, let me tell you something, dude. That's very obvious. If you don't think that's obvious right here, you're tripping. For real. And then guess what? Now you get this. You're not fighting. You're not trying to be smart, thinking it's gonna maybe pull up and then sell again or something. No, dude. Yeah, I mean, it could have happened, yeah, but that would be like a major upset. It just doesn't make sense. So, anyways, the point is that that's what I'm trying to share with you. Like, okay, if it really wants us to stretch, and it was one of those like, oh my God, did you catch that? This is me worth the trade. Why? I'm not worried about the risk, especially when my entry is good. But I'm not worried about the risk. Even if you took a sell here and lost, that's understandable. But what's the point of that? Well, we made a new from higher low to higher high, so at the least it could be a retracement, and that's why I'm shooting it here, because look how it shot right down to that all-time high, and the bodies stopped and it wicked here. There's no bodies right here. It's not what you want to see when you're selling, first of all. So, and I'm already toast for the day. Like I'm coming back to literally just take the trade and then go back on lunch, and then come back to take the picture to go back on lunch even. So that's exactly how I was flowing here. And then you could see the strong wilting there, and then you can see that, I'm not even going to go into all that. It's not necessary. But again, if it was going to stretch after that, then you would see obviously this 50%, and then we could talk about that next week, what we end up doing, or in general speaking from here. But this was the logic. So it's already moved one up pre 9:30, move up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what happens after 4? Does 4 keep going and break structure, or does 5 kick in and make a new high? Well, now we take a look what happened now. Oh, by the way, and you see when you get this little reversal strong on that bearish imbalance right there, then it becomes so signaling buying here. And then that breakout area right there, remember? So anyways, look what happened. What's this number? They didn't put it on the screen. What's this number? This is now I changed to this color. It's 26,760 and a quarter. 760 and a quarter. 760 and a quarter. What's this eighth line? 760 and a quarter right there. You see that? So we're bouncing on it. We're not going through it. So this is another buy if it stays and it holds. That's what we're doing right now as we're speaking. So that's why when you're taking this trade, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then is this 5? Does 5 keep going? Even if you don't look to the right of the chart and you just saw this, well, that you could just count that as a 5. What's the point though? Well, I didn't catch any of the buy of this. I didn't catch any of the sell of that. And I caught the buy here. That's number 3, and I caught the sell. That's number 4. Right? That's where I was maneuvering in this flow and this structure of me telling you higher high and higher low. Isn't that a higher high and isn't that a higher low? Right? See that? So that's just really it. And I'm keeping it, I'm moving and maneuvering this way. So as you see here, I'll go to the 5-minute real quick. Come on, man. Move, bro. Go. I gotta go. Okay? So obviously I don't want to see that. Here's that magic grid. So on a 5-minute, beautiful, isn't it? That's fucking beautiful, buddy. You think buyers and sellers are doing this? Impossible. No one in the world knows this. Don't tell nobody about this, please, okay? So you can see that we came up. We didn't roll through, dude. And if it rolled through, guess what? I would go to the next area, which would be the 16th or the 32nd. Or 32, okay? Or preferably back to the 50, right? We didn't get that. We just didn't get that. And am I going to sit all day and try to get it? No. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that shit. It's all good. Take the profit. So you take the profit and just be done. And have a nice fucking day. Take the profit. It's all good. But I don't have that level there, remember? But that, and it's also nested with that. You think that's a coincidence? I don't think so. So, bro, did you just witness this? You witnessed this. And yeah, guess what? Not only are you witnessing it, you're witnessing me executing to it specifically. To it and from it. Yeah. I know. It's crazy. All right, and then you can see here, we're making lower lows and lower highs. And VIX is making higher, we're making higher highs and higher lows. Real simple there. Dollar was also coming down here. And then by the time this is pulling up, we're kind of evening out. But so we're kind of like in a situation where we're a little exhausted. We're maybe not exhausted, but we're just kind of like, we're chilling. Price is settling. It's a better word. But anyways, so there's that. And then I told you about this divergence here. And then you had a little miniature one between this candle 1235 and 1245 on the 5-minute. You can see there's a lower high there. That's not how I used. It just happened to be there. I was using obviously my algorithmic level. So other than that, there you go. Now they were late to the party, and now here they're coming. All right, and we talked about that yesterday. So looked a little suspect, but at the same time, everyone else was already in the buys. So here's a buy sell buy here for Dow. Beautiful. Buy sell buy. Doesn't do anything else funky. Keeps it real simple here. I like that in that sense. And you get, kind of like 3 drives there, and then you get your retrace back with your drives back. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty nice. The reason I don't like this, but at the same time, I understand this price action. And then when you see these little candles like that, it's like, you know what time it is. But exceedingly bullish, staying on the 930. All right, and then S&P, obviously all-time high as well, and that's that. So what else is there to say there? Let's take a look here real quick. Uglier. All right. This is just a retracement back, and it takes out that low. For us, it was a little. I liked it. The only reason why I liked it was because it was hitting that 25% twice. But they're just making it look. They're trying to make it look scary, right? But all you got to do is wait for your next confirmation. In this case, you had that inversion there for them. But there's that. I mean, just to make new highs, So let me see. Is there anything I'm missing here? And then I'm gonna delete this because this is kind of annoying. Right here, and then. Okay. And then I'm going to delete. Well, I can keep this fib for next week because we'll probably sell off. If we gap up or gap down, I don't know. It depends on that conversation too. In this situation, we can have some serious shit where we're really gapping up hard. And then, or even really gapping down. So it's super neutral here. But I mean, we're bullish and you didn't come all the way up here to not kind of expand in general talking. But, I mean, we'll see if they want to, come and test that 10, 20%. Whatever they do, I don't know. As of now, I'm going to move it to the side. I'm not really caring. I'm not I don't have my heart set on it at all as of now. It says that, once we start moving, then I'll start to see it maybe or not. But it doesn't matter as of now. So, but what's my point? Oh, fuck, the other confluence is that when you had this, on the daily here, fuck, this is how I make videos long right here. On the daily here, I just took the bodies of these consecutive candles and I pushed it up here. And then you can see the 1 on 1.5 up here. And then you had the -2 right there. Okay, so you had the -2 right there. And then I had that little pullback here. Remember this guy? Fuck, this guy right here. So I put that back there. And you can see the -3. The -3.5 right there is sitting on that all-time high, which is beautiful. And the -4 is right there. And then I also have what's it called? Am I missing something here? Yeah, so the 1.5 here, you can see to the right that we were coming for that. We didn't hit it yet, but that was an option on the top side if it keeps going up. And then beautiful how this just respected here. And then let me see. I feel like I'm missing something. Fuck, man. What is it? Am I missing anything? And then okay, obviously Nvidia also pushing up here, squeezing more of this selling wick here. We have a major inefficiency that's literally a gap of no price action. So still have it marked there. Remember the bottom here? Remember we said, in an extreme world that you're never going to see this because it is what it is. And look, that should be illegal. I'm just, if you ask me, I'm sorry, I'll let you know. That should be illegal. It really should be. But the craziest thing with people talking are like, oh yeah, this is just it just took everybody out and then it's going to come all the way back down. I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. I think the scam continues and it's a great thing because, I don't mind buying forever. Like I said yesterday, for everything. And then for the news today, they said, oh, everything's good. Everything's all good. Everything's open. Oh, everything's open and you're at the top of the all-time high. Are you kidding me? You gotta be, excuse my language, but you gotta be fucking retarded. So, to be honest, to think that's not a scam. Like, bro, what do you mean? See, you see how they quit? Dude, this is history in the making. And I called the whole goddamn thing. Literally. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just saying, it's like, wow, it's phenomenal. Really bullish. So you didn't get no follow through back or nothing, especially with these candles closing like this. I mean, hey, again, we're bullish. I don't give a shit what anybody say. Now, the 5-year will sink any moment. So like when we open up on the 18, 19, 20, so on the 20th, we might gap down if it's the 5-year. If it's the 15-year, we're still melting up, baby. Ain't nothing changed, baby. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. So this is still melting up. Look what the numbers here. 27,000 big figure above it, even 250. So we're still melting up. And then the 15-year, once it's done with this shit, then we get this pullback in May. Don't act like I didn't make this right now. I'm letting you know, because I did. This was made on the 14th. Today's the 17th, by the way. But that would be the 15-year. And then that would be a normal market. So we made all-time highs. We come back in. I don't know if it's this deep or not. We'll figure it out. But I think it's gonna come back in. And then we swoop back up later in the second part of May, and the last part of May even. So last 10 days of May, beginning of the last 10 days of May or something. And then that's that. I'm not making this any complicated than that, and keep the flow. So that's why it's like, if you're new and you're sitting here like, man, I never experienced this before. I wasn't sure what to do, sell or buy, or is it going to rate it and come back in for that turtle soup and all that? No, man, I just kept it simple. It's a higher high and a higher low. I want to make a new higher high. And then after that, I want to make a new higher low at the least. At the least. And guess what? If I had bought this, it's already making a new high. It has not, and it doesn't matter, but the fucking flow of it, you feel me? So 36 minutes, I love that. I think I want to leave now. I definitely want to. If I can make videos at 30 minutes, I'll be happy. But this 1 hour shit is breaking me, bro. I'm just be real with you. It's an easy day. I don't really know what else to say. I feel like if I'm missing it, no, I said everything. So now the chances you see it is going up. So after that, just to be clear, if it hit this 8th level, notice, look how it's hitting that 16th. Look how it's hitting the 16th and shit. If it comes back up here, then it's coming right back to this 25%. After the 25% is what? The 16th right here. Oh, don't forget that I said this shit. Hey, we don't know what exactly happening here, but you have a very good edge here as far as this goes. So, and then you use it intraday, and then I mean, look at this for specifically. You know, look at the language of the no bodies at all. I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't have a body. I'm just saying, like, you're inside this high probability imbalance right here. So when you're like, how do I deal with this? Well, you want to use time involved. And then I'm using the 950 here when we're buying up the macro there. And then you can see technically with us being at this level and this wick right here, it's a rejection wick. So it's like, it's literally 50% probably. And that's a method that you could use. But the timing is after lunches here, or we're getting into lunch here. And then now the macro kicks in from here, right? So it's 12:50. This is 12:50, and this is now 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock will also start that new hour, and then it'll just pop down. So if I put the 1 hour, obviously, look at that nice little swing. The swing is happening right there. Beautiful, beautiful. Coming right back into what, this 8th. So high probability situation there. And then that's what you want to do. You want to go back into these areas. And base it off of with time and the high probability imbalances. This is buying because right now this is sitting on that quadrant. This is also a bullish imbalance. This is also these 2 down candles. They're happening here. It's happening there. You know what I'm saying? So and then that's coupled with your understanding and the whole ball of wax. And then the average daily range is pretty much printed, bro. So, and that's how I maneuver today. I don't think there's anything else. I just really feel like I'm missing something. And this is getting a little muddy here. Man, we did it, bro. Look at that. Look at that. History in the making. You have all the videos you need. I have all the cycles except for COVID. I don't have that on this channel, but I have every other cycle after that. And I mean, you have everything you need. I'm doing the same things pretty much. You have a reference of going back to any day or whatever. If you're new, and watch it, dude. I mean, I don't care about the views. Trust me, I don't care about the views. So, I'm just telling you because you can benefit from it. And what else? I feel like this is a great situation. But yeah, it's back to business as usual. announcing that shit. Oh, we're straight here. Everything's open. No problems, guys. Get the fuck out of here, dude. This is crazy, bro. That's crazy. I'm sorry. That shit looks crazy. Documented with the getting the new high. Am I Mr. Bearish? Nah, man. I'm fluid. You see that? That's fluid. That's being fluid. 100%. You guys take care. Have a good weekend. God bless.